So let's take a look at what we've been tracking for the past several years. With spring upon us, mountain snow that Arizona is picking up right now will soon melt, running off and replenishing our reservoirs, rivers, and streams. But as our climate changes, snowpack in Arizona is becoming less dependable, rising temperatures causing less mountain snowfall. This impacts the watersheds that make up nearly half of the valley's water supply, the Salt and Verde. In this Impact Earth report, I speak with an expert from the Salt River Project on how they're preparing for more years like these to keep water flowing into your homes.
Planning at the end of each runoff season, we assume that we are headed into the next extended drought.
Tim Skarupa, a senior water rights analyst and former hydrologist with the Salt River Project, plans for drier than average winters in Arizona, just like the one we experienced.
Snowpack this year is actually fairly low.
And that's been the case for nearly the past decade for both the Salt and Verde River basins, which supply as much as half of the valley's water. Data from the Natural Resources Conservation Service, which measures snowpack in the United States, shows below to well below seasonal snowpack normals for the past decade. This applies for both the beginning of the runoff season in March and the peak of the season in April. The line indicates where a normal snowpack should be, and nearly all that snowpack is what fills our reservoirs.
About 90% of the water stored behind our reservoirs comes from the snow.
In fact, there's only been 1 year since 2011 where the snowpack was above normal for both basins at the same time, 2019. Those are the years SRP depends on.
One thing that's great about the Salt and Verde reservoir system is really it just takes one wet year out of these dry, extended drought periods to really recharge our system.
And the numbers prove it. Data from SRP shows the entire reservoir system was 64% full in March of 2019, before the snow from that historic winter melted. 1 month later, it was 79% full. A healthy winter along the Verde River Basin that following year had reservoir levels as high as 98% at one point. But as of this March, levels are down to 77%. SRP is prepared, though, when the water level lowers.
Even when we get into these extended droughts, we're able to manage our water supply. And then as the reservoir system drops, we augment that with more groundwater pumping within our service territory.
Another tool that helps, water conservation from its customers. That means you.
Our demand has gone down over time. Programs such as Water Use It Wisely and just community, just outreach, better efficiencies, have helped reduce our demand, which has helped bolster our water supply.
And it's those water conservation efforts that are part of the solution to the ongoing water concerns in the valley and across our state. And as our community grows and our climate changes, it's vital that we all do our part to make a difference. If you have new examples of how climate is affecting your area, questions about what it all means, or ideas that can help us all be more climate friendly, email us at impactearth@abc15.com.